Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome to the predictions and breakdown for UFC 326, Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira 2, which is taking place on March the 7th, 2026, this Saturday, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is a actual stacked card. The early prelims are a little bit scuffed, but there are some well-known up-and-comers. I am pretty excited for it. The main fights on the card, the actual main card, is stacked to hell, and I think they're just kind of filling it with whatever's left over because they're looking for some bigger cards later down the line. Now we are going to start off with the early prelims and with the main event. We're going to get into a breakdown for each of the fights. Oh my god, as my light almost eats the dirt. We're going to start with that early prelim opener that is Luke Fernandez versus Rodolfo Bellato. Now, I actually really like Rodolfo Bellato as an underdog here. This is more of a pick'em fight for me, in my opinion, than it is an underdog situation for Rodolfo Bellato. Luke Fernandez was just inside the Contender Series. Did get a super quick knockout over Rafael Pregnano, or Pregantino, whatever the fuck his name is. But this kid is actually not really that good. He's really bad. He's got a lot of cans on his record. He's got a lot of, he's basically just a can crusher. And this is going to be the biggest test to his entire career. And that is coming in the form of Rodolfo Bellato, who has had a tough fight with Jimmy Crute, where he got basically destroyed in the first round, had to come back in order to get a draw. Had a really tough fight with Paul Craig, where he faked an up kick that, in my opinion, it hit him in the face, but he didn't actually get knocked out. And then he lost a decision to Navo Sterling, but took him the distance and was testing the poor kid and made him look like more of a fraud than what I really thought. So I'm going to go with Rodolfo Bellato. Maybe plus 3.5 if you're on the betting side. But if you are on the pick'em side, I am going to go with Rodolfo Bellato. It's just a little bit more tested, a little bit more well-known, in my opinion. From what I've seen of Luke Fernandez and his tape, it's not good. It's just kind of he's one of those guys that just feels as if his power is unprecedented, and he's just going to go through and maul. And I don't think he's going to do that against Bellato, a guy who takes punches quite well and is able to go through the fire. I think if Luke Fernandez does not get him early and get him in that first round, he's going to have some big problems later down the line because the confidence starts going down real fucking quick. Give me Rodolfo Bellato, get it done on the line. He is almost a 3-1 underdog. It's insane value, and I think you guys should take it. Next on the prelims, you have Gaston Bolaños versus Jung Young Lee. I don't really like Jung Young Lee. He kind of performed poorly against Haider Emil, got his ass whooped by Daniel Santos. Daniel Santos is a bit of a dog, though, when it comes to mixed martial arts. He's just got a bit of, like, if it was a pure boxing fight, I think Jung Young Lee would actually beat the shit out of him. But in mixed martial arts, I think Daniel Santos is one of those guys that has it pretty well. Like, he's got really decent hands. He's not really heavy-handed, but he's got really good cardio. He's got really good hands. He's fast, and he's got really good takedowns. He's able to mix it up and keep guys against the cage and force a lot of guys to think outside the box, which a lot of guys can't really do on the fly. And then you have Jung Young Lee, who just kind of gets destroyed in that regard. But Gaston Bolaños, only wanting to throw hands, only wanting to throw just heaters. He does wrestle once in a while, but he doesn't really like to all that often. I think he more relies on his boxing rather than anything else. And I think with Jung Young Lee here, you have a big problem with the fact that the guy's way bigger. His frame is way larger for the weight class. I think Gaston Bolaños is moving up. Yeah, he is. He's moving up to featherweight, which is a really, really bad sign for a guy who's only 33 years of age, and he's already moving up right away. I don't know if Gaston was having major problems with his weight cut before. This may actually fix problems for him, but honestly, it may just be a heater fest. I'm going to go over 2.5 rounds. This fight's probably going the distance. Usually when you have two really good strikers, these guys are trying to get it all out there. I don't think they're going to get each other at all. I think both of these guys are quite slow, and I think these guys throw a little bit too wild to the point where they're going to get hurt and just back up and not throw as much. So I'm going to just go over 2.5 rounds. I think Bolaños is a bit out of his depth here. I think Jung Young Lee is going to use that range and just kind of stay under pressure and just stay forward and keep him away. Now we're going to go next to prelims. This is a terrible fight. Rafael Tobias versus DR Nurgoze. I'm going to go probably with DR. He does have a tick, though, which is kind of unfortunate. He has a tick where he fucking blinks a lot, and then he keeps rubbing his nose. And I think the tick is literally right before every single time he's supposed to set up a combination, he starts doing that tick. And he's been high kicked. He's been taken down and mauled on the ground. And now you have Rafael Tobias, who's pretty good on the ground. He's pretty good everywhere. He's kind of one of those guys that just wants to finish every single fight as fast as fucking possible. And when it doesn't happen, it just goes to absolute high hell horseshit. And it looks absolutely terrible. He's literally a can crusher. He's fought nobody good, even on the Contender Series. He fought Jared Oliveira, who's, again, not supposed to be there. He really shouldn't have been there. And it's just another can crusher for him. Diar Nergose is a can himself. He got Ezekiel choked by Uran Sati Baldiev. He got Kamorad by Brandon Hibera, where he was a 4-1 favorite. And now he's fighting Rafael Tobias, where he really shouldn't be here. I'm going to go under 1.5 rounds. I don't think you should bet either of these guys. I think you should realistically stay away from this fight. And if you are just trying to look for your Tapology pick of the week, I would probably just pick with Rafael Tobias to win inside the first round by either KO or submission. It's just, there's not a whole lot of ways I see Nergose winning. And probably I would stay with the submission side, seeing as Nergose is really good on the feet. Most of the ways that guys want to beat him would be on the ground. You got to go for those double legs, and you got to get him down right away, and you got to get away from that left high kick and the really powerful cross that he holds in his power. The Kazakhstanian is good. It's just he doesn't have enough of an MMA game to make it really through. I mean, he's got, 5 fights in 4 years? He needs to really pick up the pace if he's trying to get anywhere near a light heavyweight title, which he probably will not get to, seeing as he probably will get cut if he loses his fight to Rafael Tobias on his UFC debut. Now, next on the prelim, Suma Darji is taking on Jesus Aguilar. And we're going with Jesus Aguilar to win as an underdog 3-1. I think Suma Darji's not that great. I think he looked good against Kevin Boras, but Kevin Boras is one of those guys who's a little bit of a fraudulent check inside the UFC. He doesn't really throw the hands that he really should, even though he's a really good boxer. And Suma Darji took advantage of that position. He also had a split decision with Mitch Raposo, which I actually thought Mitch did a really good job in winning. And I thought it was close. I thought Mitch might have won that fight. But I'm going to give Jesus Aguilar the benefit of the doubt. He's gotten the guillotine choke on Stuart Nicole. He had the nice decision win over Luis Garul. He did have an unfortunate loss in a decision to Rafael Estevam, but Estevam was undefeated. He still is. He should have lost that fight against fucking Charles Johnson. I wish Johnson would actually fucking wake up. Ewing hopefully can do something about that, but Jesus Aguilar, really good on the ground. He's got really good submission skills. Suma Darji really falters when he gets late in fights and he starts falling apart. Jesus Aguilar is lacking 10 inches of reach, and the jab from Suma Darji is going to be absolutely nasty. He's got really good hands. He's got really good power, but Jesus is just so good at trying to figure things out. He's so good, and he's always been, honestly, one of my favorite fighters to watch. He's been one of the guys that I enjoy watching and enjoy seeing him figure it out in rounds 2 and 3, especially when he loses the first round. He goes into his corner. He has a good conversation. He comes out with a better game plan in rounds 2 and 3, and he usually makes a fight close, and that's what I enjoy about Jesus Aguilar. I think he's a dog. I don't think he ever gives up. I don't think I've ever seen him wilt in a fight, and I've always seen him put on a show. I'm going to go with Jesus Aguilar to get it done. I think his grappling is just a little bit too superior. I think Suma Darji is going to have some problems on the ground, and I think if it gets to the ground in any position, Jesus Aguilar gets a submission victory over Suma Darji, who's had some troubles in the past consistently throughout his career. Now, again, as a 3-1 underdog, that's an absolute fucking smash, dude. The value on that is insane. Next on the prelims, Cody Durden is taking on Naim Yargul Totem Barrel. I'm going to go with Cody Durden. A lot of people not picking Cody Durden this week because Naim Yargul, wow, he got a fucking anaconda choke on some goof. Wow, he went to a split decision and lost against Carlos Hernandez. He lost against Carlos Hernandez, and I picked Carlos Hernandez to win that fight. But I'm going to say this one time, and I'll say it time and time again if I really fucking need to. If you're coming from the road to UFC, I do not give a fuck who you are. Until you have beaten 3 guys in the UFC, I do not give a shit. You could be a world beater, and I still will not believe you. You are from the road to UFC, one of the easiest ways to get into the UFC anywhere. Some of the guys that get into the road to UFC are literally fucking taxi drivers at this point. I don't even understand how the fuck they even get there, but they do. Excuse me. You have Cody Durden, who's been in the UFC forever. Granted, he has not had a lot of good wins in the last couple of years. But back in 2023, Charles Johnson, Jake Hadley, Carlos Mota, these are actually decent. Arichi Long, these are fucking decent wins. Unfortunately, he's gotten choked up by Alan Nascimento late. He got left hooked by Jose Ochoa. That was unfortunate. Joshua Van beat the shit out of him. Match Snell, ninja choke, second round was good. He was actually beating the hell out of Bruno Silva up until literally he won every single second of that entire fight up until he ate the uppercut in the second round. By Bruno Silva. I'm just going to go with the fact that Naim Yargel, Turtle and Barrel, does have absolute fucking piston power. It may be a bit of a problem in the first round, but if you can live bet Cody Durden and he's still an underdog, I will bet, I'm telling you right now, I am picking and I am betting Cody Durden money line. But this is safer for you. I would bet it after the first round is done, and if Naim Yargel, Turtle and Barrel has not taken Cody Durden out, I'm going to tell you fucking what, Cody Durden is about to lay some pieces on your boy. Cody Durden's good. He doesn't have the reach advantage, doesn't have the size advantage, but he should be able to get around the fact that Naim Yargel doesn't look that good after the first round, and he kind of starts to wilt quite quickly. He overthrows. Cody Durden's very aware. He's a very good vet. He's in his prime. I know it doesn't look like it because of all the losses, but literally, he's in his prime. Give him a break. Let him figure it out. I'm going to go Cody Durden on the money line. Custom made, custom paid, baby. Next on the prelims, you have Alberto Montes versus Ricky Turcios. I'm going with Ricky Turcios. I can't in confidence pick fucking Alberto Montes, who has fought fucking absolutely a whole lot of fucking nobodies, and he's just getting a bunch of Darce chokes and Anaconda chokes. What happens if Ricky Turcios, who, by the way, actually has half-decent fucking groundwork, doesn't have... Listen, the only guy that he got mauled by with Raul Rosales Jr., granted, he even fought Ayman Zahabi. Ayman Zahabi couldn't even get him on the ground. I'm telling you right now, even Brady Hayes couldn't get him on the ground. Alberto Montes may get him in a scramble situation, but Montes Montes on the feet, I'm going to say right now, does not beat Ricky Turcios. I'm going to say Ricky Turcios has some quick hands. He looks really good. Alberto Montes is looking to just get a quick submission and get it over with and get out of there. What happens when you have a guy that starts to piece it on you? You have a guy that starts to fight back. You have a guy in Ricky Turcios who's looking at losing his career and losing his job, and now he's moving up to featherweight, and he's going to try and make a fucking quick work of Alberto Montes. Give me Ricky Turcios, who's put on some weight. He's had a year off. He's had some improvements. He's looking to stay, and this is the only way he's going to stay. Team Alpha Male has made him hopefully so much better. Alberto Montes is good. In my opinion, not good enough. A little bit too one-rounded, and Ricky Turcios should be able to get it done. I don't know about the move up from bantamweight, but we'll see. I don't think it really matters because he's fighting a guy that doesn't really punch. Not really a whole lot of power on the side of Alberto Montes. Knock on wood, so I don't fucking eat my words on Saturday, but I would look for Ricky Turcios to get a really easy decision or KO victory late in round 2 or 3. Next on the prelims, you have Dante Johnson versus Cody Brundage, and this is probably your lock of the card. Dante Lockjaw Johnson is going to knock out Cody Brundage, and I don't think it's close. I think Cody Brundage, I think his last fight against Cam Roston, when he was actually like throwing and actually moving forward for a little bit of time in that first round against what's his name? Against Cam Ralston. I think he was actually performing quite well. I think that form of Cody Brundage is what needs to exist inside middleweight. And the form of Cody Brundage that we get when he knows he's fighting a really heavy power puncher, where he just kind of holds up and bricks himself up against a wall and just raises his guard and hopes to God that he doesn't get knocked out. That's the one where Dante Johnson is going to walk forward and knock him the fuck out. Because this is no longer Dante Johnson at heavyweight where he's undersized. This is no longer Dante Johnson at a light heavyweight situation where he shouldn't be there. This is Dante Johnson who's 5'8" at 185 pounds, who's trying to move down to 170 even. And he's got 74 inches of reach. He's got 2 inches on Brundage. And he's looking to walk forward and fucking maul. And he's actually going to maul. And he's some of the biggest fucking guys, or he's part of some of the biggest fucking guys I've ever seen in combat sports, and that's his whole gym. They're just massive fucking yoked dudes. And you have Dante Johnson who's going to walk forward. He will get Brundage. He will not get taken down, and even if he does get taken down, I don't think it's going to matter. It's going to be really easy, and it should be a really easy win for Dante Johnson. Johnson isn't really known yet. He doesn't have a whole lot of following on Instagram. He doesn't have a big knowledge from a lot of the betting lines either, even though he is a minus 500. He does get a lot of love from the public for who he is, but I'm going to tell you right fucking now, he's going to be something special at 170 if he does drop, and he's going to have some wicked fucking power. Keep your eye out for Dante Johnson. Give him a like and a follow on fucking Instagram. This guy's going to be something special, man. He's got less than 10,000 followers. I don't know, man. If he really does make the drop to 170, keep your fucking eye out. This guy, something about him, something about that power. I know he took Cedricus Dumas to a second round. He's kind of fought cans, but if he can put it together with the UFC PI, he's only been there for, what, 6 fucking months? Dude, if he's got 2 years, 3 years, he's only 27. By the time he's 30, 31, he's going to be an absolute monster inside the UFC as long as he's not kicked out yet. Next, on the prelims, you have the highlighted prelim of the evening. They're looking for a finish here. Cody Garbrandt versus Zhao Long. I'm going to go with Cody No Love Garbrandt to knock out Zhao Long late inside round 2. I think Cody No Love is still one of the fastest bantamweights that exists, and I think he's getting one of the benefits of being a UFC vet in that they give you some layup fights. And I think Zhao Long is really bad. I think Zhao Long is one of those road to UFC guys is absolutely dog shit. I think when he beat Kwang Lee, I got a little bit salty because I really did think Kwang Lee should have been a lot better inside the UFC than what he performed at. I thought Kwang Lee was going to be really good. I thought Kwang Bang Lee. I thought Bang was actually going to just bang. I really thought he was going to be a really nasty power puncher. He had a lot of good knockouts inside his tape, and he was actually a really good submission guy. He had a lot of good work in the LFA, and then he moves to the UFC, and he just looks like dog shit. And I had a problem with that because I was really excited with him from the LFA. He was one of the guys I looked forward to, and then he just didn't perform. It makes me look at the LFA like it's kind of a pile of dog shit, and just a bunch of low-level guys fighting each other, which it kind of is. You kind of need guys from ONE, or you need guys from fucking Bellator, which doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. Guys from Glory or something. You need guys like that instead of guys, I guess, from the LFA who don't even perform at high levels anymore. I was watching the LFA the other day and they perform at such low levels. Like, it's fucking insane. But realistically, Long Zhao, he's got 2 bad losses. Chang Ho Lee should definitely have beaten him. Chang Ho Lee is not that good, and Su Young Yu, excuse me, who's a really good jiu-jitsu. That is jiu-jitsu. He got mauled on the ground, didn't do too well inside round 2. It was falling apart, 30-27 U, I'm pretty sure is what the score was. And I think here with Cody No Love, I think he's going to throw a little bit wild. I don't think he's going to be able to clip Cody. I know Cody's got a bit of a glass chin, but realistically, I think Cody No Love is just a lot quicker. I think he's going to be a lot better on the feet. And I think he's still... I think he's still something a little bit special in the feet. I know a lot of people are probably... I think the line should probably be a little bit closer. I know a lot of people are going to say it's just because Cody's got the name, but I do like the guy a lot, and I do think he'll get it done against a guy in Zhao Long who doesn't really look all that good. Give me a knockout, or not to go distance in total, whatever it's paying. Probably worth it, seeing as it's a prelim, or excuse me, the highlighted prelim of the evening. Now we're going to go into the main card of the evening. You have the first main card. Again, they're looking for a finish in this fight, and I think we're going to get it with Gregory Robocop Rodriguez taking on Bruno Ferreira, and we're going to go with Robocop Rodriguez to get it done inside distance via knockout. I think he's just got the power, he's got the ability, and he's got the absolute terror power in the right hand to deal with Bruno Ferreira and all of his bullshit. Bruno Ferreira does not really look all that good other than the first round. He does swing for the fences inside the first round, does look for a knockout. Gregory Robocop Rodriguez does bleed. He probably will lose the first round. He's got a lot of scar tissue on that forehead. He has had a lot of fights inside of his career, but he does have this very nice position in his life where he's fighting Bruno Ferreira. This is probably one of the easiest fights he could have had on his fight. I don't know what's going on with Tapology. I don't know why it's breaking right now. I think the whole fucking website's just dying on me. But This should be a really easy layup for RoboCop Rodriguez. The line should not be as close as it is realistically. He beat Marvin Vettori. Marvin Vettori's been on a decline for a couple years now. Bruno Ferreira beat Jackson McVeigh, a newcomer into the UFC, got him in an armbar when realistically he should have been able to knock him out in the first round. Armin Petrosian got him in an armbar, should have been able to knock him out. Lost at Boost Magomedov via arm triangle in the third round where he completely gassed out. And that's the red flag because RoboCop Rodriguez, again, is a very, very high-level black belt in jiu-jitsu who chooses to strike. Very similar to Justin Gaethje where he has high-level wrestling credentials and he doesn't choose to use them. RoboCop chooses to strike. He enjoys using his hands to knock guys out. He literally has said it. And if he chooses to somehow take Bruno Ferreira to the ground, which will be very easy, especially with a judo trip from RoboCop, is fucking massive, he will maul him on the ground and fuck him up. He will put him in a crucifix faster than you can say Ferreira. I'm telling you right now, RoboCop Rodriguez will fuck him up and put him in bad positions and have him out very quickly. I'm going to go with RoboCop Rodriguez easily to get it done inside distance. I think RoboCop is very underrated in this fight. I think that is a minus 200. It's very laughable. I'm going to double check that line because I feel like that's got to be a lie. If that's only a minus 200, that's a fucking lie. I don't believe it. RoboCop minus, oh my god, bite me. RoboCop by knockout, plus 165. Fucking smash your whole life savings on that. I'm not saying it's 100% guaranteed, because I can't say that because the YouTube AI will get me, but I'm telling you right now, smash your whole life savings on that. That is ridiculous. That is, I actually cannot believe that. That is some of the biggest bullshit I've ever seen in my life. If that fight does not end by a Bruno Ferreira getting chinned, the world is wrong. Something is very wrong. Next on the main card, Drew Dober taking on Michael Johnson. Now, this is pulling at my heartstrings because I want to pick Drew Dober, but he lost to Kyle Propalik, basically. I mean, he was going to lose against Kyle Propalik going into that third round. He got a point deducted. He kicked him in the dick like 3 times. His shin was all fucked up. Drew kind of waited till last second, but Michael Johnson has a glass chin in the eyes of the fucking UFC, but realistically he doesn't because who's he been knocked out to? Diego Ferreira, who's known for his high-level power and his overhand right, and who? Josh Emmett. Oh, what's he known for? Oh, his high-level power and his knockout in his right hand. Oh, who else did he get knocked out by? Oh, Justin fucking Gaethje. When Justin just came over from the World Series of Fighting as the champ and just mauled everybody. I'm going to go with Michael Johnson and the fact that he actually is going to be able to get through this fight, even if this goes the distance, which I don't think it will. I'm going to say Drew Dober gets knocked the fuck out. I think Drew Dober is actually chinny as fuck. I think he's been chinned more times than Drew Dober, I think he's been chinned more times than Michael Johnson, and I'm pretty sure that Michael Johnson is more durable. He's got better striking. He's got better accuracy. He's got longer cardio than Drew Dober, and he's going to beat him up. I'm going to go with Michael Johnson. Should not be this close of a favorite. Should be a little bit wider in my opinion, but Drew Dober, still a tough fight, still a lot of power in those hands. The last thing to go is always power, but I do think Michael Johnson, as long as he doesn't make a slip up like he did against Diego Ferreira, where he just got in range a little bit too much, I do think as long as he keeps his hands up, Drew Dober will not be able to do shit. It will be an easy win for Michael Johnson as long as he checks the kicks as well, which he always does, which I'm not worried about at all. Next on the main card, Rob Font taking on Raul Rosas Jr., who's trying to break through the bantamweight rankings, try and get closer to that number 15 ranking. I'm going to go with probably Raul Rosas Jr. just to maul Rob Font on the ground. I don't mind Rob Font as a plus 3.5 if you want to take a round for Rob, but Rob, I mean, there was one fight that Rob looked pretty good in. That was the Jean Matsumoto fight and the Kyler Phillips fight. Fought David Martinez, kind of got his ass whooped. Just a lot of power on the side of Martinez. But you have Raul Rosas Jr., who's looking to just control guys on the ground and just kind of maul you, keep you in a position where you get exhausted and try and force a submission over top of you. He does look good inside the second and third round now, rather than before when he was gassing out inside later rounds. That was also just because he tried to maul Christian Rodriguez, which it just didn't end up working out. Rob Font, though, against Raul, this is probably one of the situations where this is probably the last time Rob's going to get an easy fight. And this is probably going to be Raul Rosas' hardest test in the last couple fights for him. And I think Rob Font has a really good chance of being able to counterbox him, be able to stay on his feet, and just give Raul Rosas Jr. a problem. But seeing as Rob Font has been declining over the years, it just kind of it gives me a little bit of a worry to pick him in any situation. I would probably skip this fight if I were you guys. But if you want to go by statistical odds, I would probably say more than 50% that Raul Rosas Jr. will win. I can't. I probably would pick him on the money line. It's just Rob Font is a very, very good fighter, man. Like, he's not a bitch. Excuse me. He's not somebody who backs down from a bad fight either. He will continue to fight even if he's hurt. And Rosas Jr. doesn't have the ability to really hurt somebody like that I've seen. So I'm gonna go with Rob Font plus 3.5. Probably Raul Rosas Jr. on the money line. Probably over 2.5 rounds unless Raul Rosas starts getting tired late. He might get TKO'd, but I don't see Rob Font getting submitted whatsoever. Next, the co-main event of the evening, which is very interesting. Kyle Borralho taking on Renier de Ridder. And if Renier de Ridder shows up at all like he did against Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, or excuse me, Brendan Allen, he will be getting knocked out the exact same way. Kyle Borralho does not gas out. This guy prides on his cardio. He kind of prides on the fact that he doesn't back down, that he always moves forward, and he's always looking for something better. And Renier de Ridder does back down. He is a guy that wilts. He is a guy that when he starts to get tired, he doesn't start to throw anymore. He actually starts to fall apart, and he actually starts to give up. And I don't like that from Renier de Ridder. You can't pick him anymore because of that. Seeing the Brendan Allen fight gives you a lot of red flags, and it gives you a lot of question marks, especially because Robert Whittaker realistically should have won that fight. I really thought the Bo Nickel fight was going to show us a lot of answers, which it kind of did. The fact that when he gets somebody hurt early, he just kind of uses everything that he has to try and take them out, which he did. And he did take out Bo Nickel. And Kyle Borralho is not the guy that's going to get taken out. This is a guy that's going to keep walking forward and give Renier de Ridder a fucking problem. And Kyle Borralho is going to land shots. Kyle Borralho is going to land very, very hard 1-2s. And Kyle Borralho is going to land very nice kicks on Renier de Ridder, who's going to be standing still trying to get takedowns every single round. If Kyle Borralho shucks off one takedown, there's going to be a massive problem. Because Kyle Borralho is going to get confident. He's going to start low. His stance is going to switch very low. And he's going to just wait. And Renier de Ridder is going to be eating 1-2s until Renier de Ridder shoots, and then he's going to get shucked off, and then he's going to get put. Oh, we're going to push Kyle Borralho to the cage and hug him. Okay, now we're going to rotate. Okay, now we're going to rotate and look for a takedown. Oh, it didn't work. Let's do some clinch work. Knee. Oh, we broke off. Okay, I'm getting 1-2'd in the face for fucking 40 punches. Now I'm going to look for a takedown. I'm telling you right now, Renier de Ridder is going to get messed up. This is going to be very similar to a Sean Strickland fight, where Kyle Borralho probably just has to walk forward, hit the 1-2s, and he's going to have an easy day at the office. This should not be a hard fight for Kyle Borralho. The odds are right. They should not be that close. And it should be easy for Kyle Borralho. Give me Kyle Borralho on the money line to lead up into the main event of the evening, which is Max Blessed Holloway. Ooh, we're losing the camera. Max Blessed Holloway taking on Charles do Bronx Oliveira for the UFC B.M.F title, which is the dumbest fucking belt I've ever seen in my life. We are fighting at 155, though, and we are looking to see if Max Holloway can continue the run of a generation. Other than the Ilia Topuria fight, because we just ignore that, because that never happened. If this would work. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know why these websites always break, but they do. You know what? We can still talk about it. I still think. Oh, there we go. Whatever. I'm gonna go with probably. It's hard, man. Like, I really want to pick Holloway. I think Holloway's gonna knock him out. I think Holloway at 155 is some next level power. I think he's looked really, really good at 155. And I think Charles Oliveira's always been a little bit chinny. He's always gotten cracked a little bit weird, but he does have a really good chance here to take out Max Holloway, man. He does have a really good chance to submit Max Holloway in a close situation where we're on the ground and it's just getting into a weird spot. I do believe when they first fought, Charles Oliveira gave up. I think he TKO'd him. And this is before when Charles didn't have a kid yet. I think Charles Oliveira, though, this is a really close fight. I think this fight you should bet it not to go distance, and you should probably pick on the side of Max Holloway. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I would not pick a money line in this situation. I would probably stay away from this because Charles Oliveira, okay? Charles Oliveira is a problem. Charles Oliveira truly is a problem. This guy is a demon. He's got very good submission capabilities. He's one of the best grapplers at 155. He's probably got the best guillotine at 155. He's probably got the best triangle at 155. Unless Brian Ortega moved up, he's probably got the best fucking anaconda. He's probably got the best everything. Okay, Max needs to be perfect. This needs to be a perfect fight, and if Max does not stay perfect for 25 minutes, there's going to be any chance for Charles Oliveira to nap his neck and twist it, and he does that with ease. He's always done that throughout his entire career, and Charles Oliveira arguably is a better vet than Max Holloway. This is going to answer a lot of questions. I think Charles Oliveira will lose. By TKO, I don't think so. This may go to a decision. If it's on, I think it's going to be Max Holloway by decision or Charles Oliveira by submission. Now that I think about it, because I don't think Max Holloway can actually TKO him. I don't know. Like, does he really put on the pressure like that? I guess he could. Does he really put on the pressure though consistently? Does he keep moving forward? Does Max keep throwing punches at Charles Oliveira? He's got him hurt. He goes to the ground. He asks, get him up. He gets up. Charles Oliveira falls back to his butt. Get him up. I don't know. That's close, though. But I think I do like Max Holloway to get it done. I think it's just too close for you to really pick a money line. It's so hard. I guess not to go distance would probably be the better money, just in case something happens late. You know, guys start getting tired. Wild shit starts getting thrown. Charles Oliveira's down. Throws a wild punch. But minus 200 blessed Holloway for the B.M.F belt. I think that's where we're going, and I think we're going to take it to Wayani, Hawaii, whatever. Who gives a shit? Take it to Hawaii, baby. Take it to Hawaii for my boy Max Holloway. That's all I got for you guys this week. We'll see you guys on Saturday for the live starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will go through the entire card. We will have bets live. We will also have the entire card as a play-by-play. I will see you guys all on Saturday for that if you are there, and we will have a recap and breakdown for that afterwards. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you guys all there. Peace.